Hi folks, and welcome back to the channel. You know that feeling when no matter how hard you try, you just cannot get into the zone to create what it is you're wanting to create? The ideas just aren't coming and you feel like your mind is wading through treacle. Creative block? We've all experienced it. Every creative person experiences it, whether you're stuck in a rut or you're up against a block, whatever you want to call it, we all know that feeling. No matter how hard you try, you cannot get the ideas flowing. So today we're going to look at what really causes creative block. We're going to dive deep into the most common causes, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find some solutions along the way. Let's get into it. Problem number one, perfectionism. We all want to do our very best. It's only natural. But sometimes this desire to be perfect stops us from even trying. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be flawless, so much so that sometimes we don't even get started. Perhaps we're waiting for that new piece of kit, a new camera, the latest model, a new lens, the right clothes to be wearing. Perhaps it's the perfect weather conditions, or just simply for our state of mind. Maybe we're waiting for all of those things to be in optimal peak condition. Maybe we're just not going to do anything until we can be sure that we get the perfect image. Well, I hate to tell you folks, but those moments never come. So number two is being overwhelmed, burnt out. Modern life is crazy. Was it Blur that said modern life is rubbish? I don't know, modern life is crazy. It puts so many demands on us. All of us are juggling too many things. Work, family, side projects, just life. Sometimes it's really hard to find that creative space in that busyness, and we feel overwhelmed and burnt out before we've even taken the time to do our creative business. Often we just need time to step back, recharge, and actually give ourselves permission to rest, to not do anything for a while. Instagram will wait, that exhibition can wait, the article for the magazine or your website, they can wait. There'll be another weekend, another evening. So to not do anything for a while is sometimes our best course of action. And we come back brighter. Point number three is about a lack of inspiration. Sometimes it's not about what's going on in our heads, but where we are, our surroundings. Lack of inspiration is a really common cause of creative block. We are, after all, creatures of habit. We do the same thing, the same routine, in the same place all the time, day in and day out, and our creative work can be like that. I remember during lockdown thinking it was such a pain that I couldn't go to all these interesting places where I wanted to go and take photographs. And then as soon as everything opened up again, what did I do? Went to the same old places. So being creatures of habit and doing the same thing day in, day out, it's no wonder that our creativity begins to feel stifled, and it's hard to see things afresh. Sometimes a change of scene is all we need. Perhaps it's a trip to a new town, a new country, a new culture. I know that when I go to France and I see the different mailboxes, or in America and I see the bigger trucks and so on, things that the people who live there just take for granted, I know that it gives me a creative jolt, and those are the things I want to photograph. So sometimes, as I said, it's not about what's in our heads, it's about where we are. Change your state. Number four, self-doubt. One of the biggest causes of creative block. That old fiend imposter syndrome, the one that whispers in your head. Why would anyone want to look at your images, listen to your music, buy your paintings? When you start questioning your own talent and ideas, or even your worth as a creator, then it's really hard to move forward. When you start thinking, who am I to be doing this? Am I even good enough? that becomes a mental roadblock that makes creating feel impossible. The trick here is to try to push through. Trust yourself. No one else has lived your life. No one else sees the world the way that you see it. You bring something unique to the table. There will be people who want to engage with that. Push on through. Number 5, saturation. Just too much input. Today we are pretty much constantly consuming content. Social media, watching videos, reading articles, listening to music. Staying informed and inspired and up to date is great, but it very easily becomes overwhelming, and you find yourself moving through content without taking the time to fully appreciate it or internalize it, taking it on board. It can become overwhelming. We can process a great deal, but when we are bombarded with information, it gets harder to come up with our own original ideas. So if you're feeling blocked, try unplugging for a while. Let your mind breathe. Number 6, I'm running out of fingers. I don't want to use 2 hands, but I've got 5 and a bonus one. Perhaps you're ready for something new. This puts a much more positive spin on the whole idea of a creative block. Perhaps you're reaching creative stasis because actually you've reached the end of one very fertile creative period. Maybe you've had a fantastic time creating whatever it is you create, and you're really proud of your images, your music, whatever it is. But those ideas have now run dry. That doesn't mean to say there won't be others along. You've used your best ideas, and perhaps it's a fallow period now while you don't want to take any more images like that, paint any more pictures like that, create music that is exactly like that. But there is something going on in your mind without you being aware of it. Another creative spurt just around the corner. That's how I like to think of it. So, perfectionism, burnout, lack of inspiration, self-doubt, saturation, they're all barriers to creativity, but they're all things we can work through. If it's something that you're struggling with now, take a deep breath. Sometimes the best thing you can do is give yourself some grace and space. Creativity is a journey. It's not a golden production line. It's okay to experience bumps and turns along the way. If you found this video helpful, give it a like. If you're enjoying the series, please do subscribe. And if you'd like to tell me how you get yourself out of a creative rut or over a creative block, then mention it in the comments below. I'd love to hear. And next time we'll find a few solutions to those creative blocks. Take care.